So Marvel Rivals is out, and it's time to ask the scariest question of all. How is this game trying to get my money? As a free-to-play game, Marvel Rivals isn't just doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. They want to make sure that they can get you to spend into the system, and then spend a little bit more, and then spend hopefully a whole lot more. But in a sea of battle passes, premium skins, paid characters, limited time item shops, and even more nefarious ways of trying to get your money, I'm looking at you, Marvel Snap $100 bundles. No good. What is Marvel Rivals trying to do to get your hard-earned Washingtons, Lincolns, Hamiltons, and so on? Today, I wanted to talk about all of the monetization practices of Marvel Rivals so that you can prepare yourself if you're a free-to-play or limited spend player, and you know exactly everything you could spend your money on if you're Namor's ultimate, which is to say, a big freaking whale. Let's start with the most important and, quite frankly, the best thing about Marvel Rivals. Every single hero in Marvel Rivals, here at launch and far off into the future, are all entirely free to play. This is not like Overwatch 2 at the beginning of its life with locking characters behind battle passes. It's more like Overwatch 2 now that they had to reverse on that terrible decision. So absolutely no worries about having to grind for 30 hours in order to play as Rocket Raccoon, or needing to catch up if you take a couple seasons off. You're set no matter what. And with that out of the way, let's break down Marvel Rivals' various currencies. Currently in the game, Marvel Rivals has 3 different currencies, being Lattice, Units, and Chrono Tokens. Lattice is the game's premium currency, described in-game as shards of chronovium brimming with raw, potent energy. As an aside, I find this hilarious because Season 0 of the game's Battle Pass is also called Chronovium, so literally, it's Marvel Rivals Season 0. Money! So what does any of this actually mean? It's a very easy conversion using US dollars. Just think of Lattice kind of as space pennies. Lattice can be directly purchased in-game, ranging in bundles from 100 Lattice for 99 cents to 11,680 Lattice for $99.99. That means in the $20 bundle, you're basically getting an extra $1.80 of extra value. In the $50 bundle, it's like an extra $6.80 worth of Lattice. And if you go with that $100 bundle, it's $16.80 in extra currency for you. Lattice can be used to purchase anything and everything in-game. Well, kind of. The only thing that Lattice can actually directly purchase is a battle pass, but Lattice can also be exchanged into units or Chrono Tokens at a rate of 1-to-1. But just be wary that this is a one-way street. You can convert your Lattice into units, but you cannot convert your units back into Lattice. Speaking of units, they are the game's second currency and most likely the most straightforward of the 3. Units are used to purchase costumes, sprays, emotes, MVP intros, and also just bundles containing all of those together. You'll likely get most of your units by buying Lattice and converting them into units, but there are ways to earn units in-game, such as completing certain season event missions, or by completing the heroic journey section of the achievements page. But of course, the number one thing you're going to be spending your units on is those sweet costumes. Costumes come in 3 different rarity tiers, although none are visible on the in-game store page. The blue rare tier costumes are just simple recolors of the default skins. They can be purchased by choosing a hero from the hero page, clicking cosmetics, and then hitting acquire. Rare costumes cost 600 units, so about $6 if you're converting Lattice into units. The purple epic tier skins have more intricate costume designs, so they're gonna set you back a little bit more. An epic skin can be purchased for 1,400 units, or in a bundle alongside an MVP intro, an emote, a nameplate, and a spray for 1,600 units. As far as I'm able to tell, it doesn't seem like the rest of the cosmetics in a bundle can be purchased separately, just the skin on its own. And finally, orange legendary skins can be purchased in bundles for 2,400 units. Those also come with an MVP intro, an emote, a spray, and a nameplate, but you can also just buy the skin on its own for 2,000 units if you don't care about the rest of that stuff. There also seems to be what I'm going to go ahead and call the MCU upcharge going on. If you have a epic tier skin like the Wolverine skin from Deadpool and the Wolverine, or the Scarlet Witch skin from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, you're going to be spending an extra 200 units to get that skin. I also noticed that the legendary tier MCU skins can only be purchased in the bundles, they can't be bought separately, so you're going to have to pay that full 2,600 units if you really want Spider-Man from No Way Home. Of course, those aren't hard and fast rules and things might change over time, but that's effectively what you can expect at launch. And finally, let's talk about Chrno Tokens and the Battle Pass. After looking at the Battle Pass for a little bit, I gotta admit it's kind of like Steven in that it's strange. There are 3 different purchasing options for the Battle Pass. There's the basic Battle Pass, which is free. There's the luxury Battle Pass, which is 490 Lattice. And then there's also a souped up version of the luxury Battle Pass, and that's gonna set you back 1,050 Lattice. Just as a quick note, Season 0 is a shorter season than what a typical Marvel Rivals season is going to be, so the luxury Battle Pass is priced accordingly. What you're gonna have in future seasons is probably a Battle Pass that'll cost you 990 Lattice, with that like super deluxe version costing you a little over 1,500. So what does each version of the Battle Pass get you? When it comes to the free version of the Battle Pass, the answer is not a lot. Of the 29 items that you can get in the Season 0 Battle Pass, only 13 of them can be picked up for free, with the other 16 being locked behind the luxury Battle Pass. And it should be noted that most of the costumes are behind the luxury pass, with only 1 being available for free. Kind of a bummer. If you're getting that very highest tier version of the luxury Battle Pass, it should be noted that there are no exclusive cosmetics in it. What you're getting is 1,400 Chrno Tokens immediately, and a 20% bonus for any Chrno Tokens that you earn for the rest of the season. If you're entirely free to play, the free Battle Pass does give you 200 units and 100 Lattice, so you could get a really cool skin and a premium Battle Pass in probably about a year to a year and a half. The news is much better for paying customers though. A premium Battle Pass will net you 300 Lattice, so right now a 60% return on investment. If they keep those numbers the same for a full-size Battle Pass, you can expect for a very invested player to only have to purchase the premium pass once every other season. So what exactly are Chrno Tokens and how do you progress the Battle Pass? So Chrno Tokens are a currency that is made by Galacta, and she's gonna give them to you when you complete missions. Daily missions are the easiest to complete and will give you 30 currency upon completion, or 36 if you're a big spender. Challenges are a bit harder to complete, but will earn you 80 tokens upon completion, and season events pay out the highest at 100. Rather than being a linear progression, the Battle Pass contains pages of cosmetics that are unlocked 7 at a time. To unlock each page, you must obtain a certain amount of Chrno Tokens over a given season. To get to page 2 of the Battle Pass, you need to get at least 1,200 Chrno Tokens, with an additional 1,200 for each page after that. That means to get through every page of the Battle Pass, you need to obtain 4,800 Chrno Tokens in Season 0. I do want to point out that that is obtained and not spent. If you want to get some of those later tier Battle Pass items right away, like the legendary tier Mana skin, you might want to hold off on buying a couple of those sprays in the early tiers. In order to fully complete the Battle Pass, while it's 4,800 to unlock, it's 6,200 to fully complete it. If you're looking to get the best value for your money, the luxury Battle Pass is definitely the best option. For just $5, you're getting a rare skin, 3 epic skin bundles, and a legendary skin bundle, which would be around $78 buying the equivalent cosmetics from the shop. Unlocking pages on the Battle Pass only requires you to obtain Chrno Tokens and not actually earn them, which means that, yes, if you really wanted to, you could buy $50 worth of Lattice, turn it into Chrno Tokens, and unlock the entire Battle Pass right away. but it doesn't really seem like there'd be any good reason to do that. I've got a little bit of good news and a little bit of bad news concerning battle passes. The good news is that we know that battle passes do not expire at the end of the season. That means that if you don't finish a battle pass in one season, you can continue to work on it in a future season. The bad news is that overachievers cannot prep for a future season. At the end of a Marvel Rivals season, that running total of Chrono Tokens that you've earned is going to reset back down to 0. But it's not just that. Any remaining Chrono Tokens that you have left over will also be completely wiped out of your account. That means if you're planning to play heavily, you may want to hold off on that highest tier of the luxury battle pass, because if you get everything done, all of those extra Chrono Tokens that you're buying are just going to go to waste. And that should be everything you need to know about all of the monetization structures in Marvel Rivals. Honestly, here at the launch of the game, nothing seems too out of line for a free-to-play shooter. You have your typical fare of battle passes and also skins that are going to cost more money than a full meal at Applebee's, but that's to be expected from these kind of games. If anything drastically changes, I'll be sure to make another video and put it here on the channel. If you found this guide helpful or useful, be sure to give it a like and maybe even consider subscribing. This is a brand new channel and I have a whole lot more Marvel Rivals content coming your way. But that's it for now. Thank you very much for making it here to the very end, and have yourself a marvelous day.